Yo, 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 yo.
WJBW.
The electronics is so predominant.
Hey, we're back here, JB Rev Show. It's me, the Reverend. Got JB over there. Say
What's
hey.
up, buddy? Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hey.
We got Keith.
All right, we don't need to
Keith,
yell.
say hey, Keith.
Having a beer and Lagunitas.
And so use our inside voice because we're
Hey.
outside.
All right.
So we gotta do that. It's like
So,
daycare for adults.
We're here in the
Adult
back
daycare.
of the George's Hideaway,
Yeah.
which has got awesome murals all around it by Mr. Andrew Spears.
Wait, do you guys hear all the wildlife?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, man, those crickets are
We are outside.
creeping up on
It's
you.
it's getting to Florida where it's beautiful outside at night. You know, sometimes
It's true.
in the day it's unbearable. Like the weather outside today was horrible. But we're getting to the point where it's going to be beautiful here in Florida, and I, for one, can't damn wait. The summer feels all jacked up because of remember that dry
I get you
run
jacked
we didn't get rain for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then we got deluged, and now I don't know what we're in right now. If they drain the swamp in D.C., I guess that's what we're getting, the after effects of a draining of a swamp. I don't know. Anyway, and Andrew Spear is inside. It's his birthday. We are the JB Rev Show. We're outside, out back of the Hideaway, out back here, and we're setting up a cool little spot. And there he is,
speak of the
man
devil.
himself. Speaking of his shallow
Mr.
ride,
Andrew
it's
Spear.
a birthday boy. What the hell?
Hey.
Freshly back in town.
Remind me,
Welcome back. What's up, brother?
Give him your
Welcome.
headphones.
How you doing? Great to see you, man.
Sorry.
Likewise.
Oh,
Check him out.
Man,
Check him
I
out.
gotta say,
happy birthday.
Andrew,
Thank you. Oh, I can hear myself.
Happy
dude,
birthday.
I love you so much, Andrew. I'm glad you made it back for the Billy Maines Memorial. That was incredible.
On Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. I mean, that was really heart-wrenching and an awesome tribute to our friend Billy. Speaking of which, Andrew just came back from Atlanta. Actually, a whole tour. You were on tour. How long were you on tour
month.
for? How
For a
long?
month.
A month. So you were in Nashville?
Nashville, and
Your
then
summer tour.
yeah,
That's
Atlanta,
awesome.
and
Right.
then back here. But did 3 jobs altogether up there.
Wow.
Right on.
Congrats.
So one of the jobs in particular that you did was for Mellow Mushroom, and Mellow Mushroom is kind of trying to change their whole theme, kind of to kind of progress with the the millennials, if you will.
Well,
And-
what they're doing is they've been selling a lot more franchises
Okay,
out,
right.
and they're expanding, and and none of the people I'm getting want to buy into that old look.
Right.
Everyone wants to customize everything.
Exactly.
So I just got lucky because, as far as the Southeast is concerned, I'm trying to kind of get in there to get all of them because I'm greedy.
Well, you should do it,
Yeah.
because your art is badass. Your style.
Thank you.
So we're looking at murals right now. There's
Oh,
the Prince mural
yeah,
right
look at
there.
that.
Prince right
The
here behind
famous,
us.
woman's
Hey.
face. Watch your hand there, Rev.
As
Okay.
well as
Anyway.
what I want to talk about
Yeah,
is
This thing is awesome.
he finished up a mural in Atlanta for Mellow Mushroom.
Yeah.
And part of the hallway towards the back. I mean, it's got this killer theme about Delilah,
yeah.
and she's blowing a
Dandelions.
dandelion,
Oh,
and,
wow.
and she's blowing it all across the restaurant. It's such an amazing concept that you came up with. Totally impressed with that, dude. And then
People-
there's a hallway, but hear me out. There's this hallway that he actually did, these goats, and I got to bring up the one goat.
Okay, the goats. Yeah.
The one goat looking over all the goats was
Billy.
Billy. And it sounds like just Billy. No, the people that aren't in the know
Right.
don't understand
Billy
that it
Maines,
was
yeah.
for Billy Maines. And-
Well, he passed while we were on the tour.
Jeez.
right.
And I remember, that was hard to really keep a focus with, talking to you and talking
Right.
to Jessica Pauly, some other people that I had spoken to on the phone. And
Right.
you kind of have to keep you cool when you're doing that with the clients because they don't know what's going on.
Dude.
But I remember in my head, I was like, when we get back down to Atlanta, I was like, we're going to get this thing done, and I'm going to get there for that Sunday. That was
Yeah.
actually what I was working to get finished.
Right.
And
Wow.
we were pulling, 14-hour days
Right.
every single day. Didn't have a day off. So it was
Man.
crazy.
So let me
But we
ask
did it.
you.
We did it.
You did, and you did an awesome
Well,
job.
and congrats.
Thank you.
Because that's remarkable. An artist going on a summer tour, right? So
Let me ask
Yeah,
you.
consecutive
trying to
jobs.
start something
Yeah,
new.
no, that's fantastic.
Was the last time you saw Billy? Was it at my house?
No.
You saw him after? Because the only reason I'm asking, because when Billy showed up, you were kind of like, oh, I'm not going to come.
Yeah.
And then Billy, like, specifically like, oh, no, he's not going to come. And he totally reached out to you and kind of like, he didn't make you come, but he's like, hey, I'm here,
Encouraged.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was such an awesome day. I mean, every day.
Yeah, that was the last time that I saw him.
It was?
That was
Oh,
the last
wow.
time. Yeah.
So you're glad you went, apparently.
Yeah, and it's weird
Yeah.
because I was working in the studio when you called me on a Sunday and it was after 5. And
Right.
I was like, I'm not going out now. I thought it was going to rain outside.
Right.
And then you're like, Billy Maines is here, and I was like, oh, okay,
then-
well, still not going to come.
Yeah, and then
he was like, get over here. And I was like, all right.
All right. So then he showed up, and dude, I'm so glad you did. I mean, that was an awesome day.
Well, wait, I want to. I will tell you a story.
Okay.
Great.
Because I don't think a lot of people know. A couple people do, but I haven't really discussed it too much. That probably a week before your party, so that was probably about a month ago now, or 3 weeks ago, something like that.
I know where you're going with this, but yes.
About the tour,
Right.
that I met with Billy alone at the at Little Indies on a Thursday afternoon before they open, and talking about taking the Pulse mural, the 49 Doves, and actually doing that in every city, or every state
Okay.
around the country. And he
Right.
was going to help me, like, write and get the funding and tell the people we were coming on the tour and set up this whole thing. And it was exciting because him and I hadn't really worked on a project before. So I was
Right.
like, oh, nice, we're totally going to do this together.
Wow.
And I had about 4 hours alone with him, which was, now in retrospect after, I mean, not, yeah, obviously you're having your pool party and hanging out, but it was
Right.
like the last time, and it was all love and awesome, and I was devastated when I got the news.
Yeah, we all were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was a Friday afternoon, and I had gotten out of
Yeah, it was
work,
Friday.
and I'm scrolling on Facebook, like, maybe I'll do some music show or what, and it just, I immediately was, like, on the floor going, what? This can't be real.
Yeah.
Because Orlando, for one, and you're definitely quite a prolific figure here in Orlando, and, to lose anyone that's outspoken about art, about music, Ralph Amadori kind of started the unfortunate trend of losing
Morgan
talented
Steele.
and then we lost Morgan
Lost
Steele
Morgan, yeah,
last
it's weird.
year, and then Billy this year, and it's kind of almost more than we can take, as a community. It's like they're taking away the voices and the people that fought for the people with no voices, and so for me, I think the beauty of Orlando is exactly how we handle these things that just happen to us. So you being an outspoken advocate of arts here in Orlando, stay safe. Don't drive any crazy stuff.
Right.
Do anything. But we love our people here in Orlando that keep pushing things forward. And so thanks for sitting and chatting with us.
And by the way,
I'll
happy
remark-
birthday.
Happy birthday, by the way.
man.
I'll
Thank you.
remark, we did an interview with Andrew over here under VJB Web Show. Remember that?
The
We were
first
sitting
one.
Right, the very first one.
Yeah.
And that was like 2014 or something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
a while
So it's
ago.
awesome. We're back here
Yeah,
now.
we were
At
sitting actually
at like one of these
like
tables
we were
right
sitting over
there.
there.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. All right, well, cool. Well, Andrew Spear is in the house. You're going to hang out with us here for a
Yeah,
little bit? We're
I'm
gonna
here.
And-
kind of pop up. Reverend brought a friend over there. Hold
It's
on.
not.
Who's your
It's
friend?
to my friend.
Oh, this is Karen Stevenson.
Oh, Karen.
Say hi,
Karen.
Karen.
Hi, Karen. Karen. So, Karen,
I get applause.
yeah, you definitely get applause. I mean, so
And real applause.
So you've been actually you went on tour with Andrew
I
this whole
was.
time, right? So I mean, and let's talk a little bit about what you do as well.
you
I mean,
were
because
She was on the tour.
Oh, that's
yeah,
bad.
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Yeah,
Me, her, and Charles Richardson were the three of us.
is Charles here tonight?
No.
No, he's not.
Motherfucker, nonconformist.
Wow.
Oh
Jerk.
man, God,
Okay, come
can't
on.
believe it. Anyways,
Now that I don't need him. No, he was good. He was great.
So let's talk about you guys a little bit. I mean, when was it? I went to Further Future last year.
That was like last
sometime.
November. Right?
Oh, the shoes.
Yeah, and you ended up. It just happened that you had the same size shoe as I do, which I'm a little guy,
I got a big foot.
and I got little feet.
And right now, people are like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
So explain it aloud.
So I went to Further Future, and I got these killer badass shoes that
With
light
the
up on the
LED
bottom.
soles.
Yeah, so what about that? You, Karen, I'm glad you're actually here because I mean you really have your own kind of creative talent as well. Let's talk about that for a second. What exactly is it that you know? Yeah, I mean you've got this whole spectrum of this thing going on, and what is that?
Well, I just launched a production house company
Okay.
for myself,
Wow.
and I do a lot of videography and some photography for local bands. I do a bunch of webisode content for YouTube
Nice.
for some local bands. And
How do people find you?
Yeah.
Dusty Bibles Studio Production.
Dusty
There we go.
Bibles.
Dusty
That's
Bibles.
cool.
Dusty
Okay.
Bibles on Instagram.
That's me.
Dusty Bibles on Facebook as well, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
across the board.
Which is DUSTYBIBLES, right?
Yep, you
Which,
got it.
I mean, if you want to see some awesome work and stuff that you've been a part of, definitely Instagram is your Instagram.
Yeah.
Is,
But on YouTube, I think I'm still just Karen Stevenson.
Karen Stevenson's right on. So we're here with Karen. We're here with Andrew on his birthday. I'm so glad we were
Tomorrow.
able to make this happen. It is tomorrow.
Yeah,
Happy
I'm just
birthday,
pre-gaming because
Eve.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm always a day ahead. I'm trying to be.
Well, so that's why you didn't like my post that I. Did you see the post I put with
No.
your silly little face?
No, I haven't looked on
Well,
Facebook.
so me and what's your name again? Andrew.
Jamie,
We went to a Kiss together,
we did.
and I got some amazing pictures.
You
of,
took the greatest photo of all time.
yeah, I mean it's like we
Is that
had
the Yay
such an
photo?
amazing time.
The confetti
And
photo.
The confetti photo. It's a great picture.
The most positive photo ever.
Absolutely, and that was a great night. I mean, Andrew, I got to say, man, anytime I ever hang out with you, it's an epic.
Well, forget about your marriage life and you come with me. Sorry, Dana.
no,
We got a new
no.
roommate. 2017.
But man, I'm really glad to have you here, part of this. We're here with Keith as well. Have you ever met Keith, by the way?
Conklin.
What's happening, brother? How you doing? How
Yeah.
are you?
Factor has.
Oh,
Hey,
tater
look at that!
tots
Some
from,
good old-fashioned tater tots coming
Whoa.
out
Tater
back
tots,
here. The
yeah.
Hideaway. We encourage you come out, check out the Hideaway in case you've never been here. Other than that, though, Keith from Flex Space joining us for a little beverage. Thanks for being here, brother. How you doing?
He's the
We
event
just did a
planner.
little
Thank you for the beer. It was
micro
very
episode with him
Yeah.
over
Have you
there.
been in that room, by the way?
Have you been
I've
in that
rented it.
space?
I
Oh,
rented
you
it.
rented it?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Andrew Spear at the table, local legend, dubbed a couple years ago in studio, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I made it.
You've been. You've already dubbed you. No, we were sitting out here when we did that local legend edition, right from the back of Hideaway. Now there's a Prince mural sitting right there, and
I wear a sash now.
Yeah, exactly. He's the unofficial mayor of Orlando.
I did it.
Now, I did it. I did it. Karen, our new friend, Dusty Bibles on the social medias, and of course the Reverend over there. I am JB Webb. Thanks for joining us, hanging out with us. Appreciate it. Doing a little kind of after show session back here at the Hideaway. And how long has the Hideaway been here? Can you give us a little history on this joint?
It's been here 50 years.
Really?
It burnt down in the 80s.
Oh my God! Wow.
And they rebuilt it, and then they expanded it 2 years ago with the
Okay.
bathrooms and stuff. And it's
So-
been here. It's an institution in
It
Orlando.
definitely
Are
is.
we able to talk
Probably
about
one of the longest running bars in
Yeah,
Orlando.
now that you say it,
like
it's,
for real.
besides
Yeah.
Wally's.
Well, besides Wally's.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think that this was before Wally's.
Jeez.
I
Wow.
think because Wally's was like the 60s. I think this was the 50s.
Oh,
Wow. So,
Yeah.
God, I hope I'm right on that. I don't know if there's a
Reverend,
highway
hold on,
fact
hold on.
checker that's going to like.
Either
be like,
way, it's been here a long time.
It's been here a long time. And I'm out of time.
Oh, there you go. All right, what's your final answer?
Yeah.
so we were talking with Keith earlier at the Flex
Flex space.
the Flex Space of
Flexibility.
Factor, which is like 2 doors down
Yep.
from where we are now. And we're talking about how this new development that's coming through, that's no longer going to be there. The actor's probably not going to be no longer.
Yeah.
The venue is not going to be there. However, this space right here,
Hideaway didn't sell.
that's right.
Wow.
So, and are we able to talk about this at all? Probably.
I'm not going to get into.
Okay, so enough said.
Not that I know.
The Hideaway
I really
will
don't
always
know.
be here. How's that?
What's
Just
that?
The Hideaway will kind of always be here.
Hideaway will be here. Anything above on the other side of the train tracks, like Lucky Lure's in, everything over there is going to stay. Everything up here, up until about Santiago's, is pretty much up for grabs. I think that they actually bought most of this property.
Wow.
I think
Oh my
so.
God.
That's
Right.
unfortunate too, because the spaces that are here, even when we had the warehouses on Alden,
Right.
all the artists that had to move out of there. You know, part of me is like, I understand growth and you want a bigger city, but then the other part of me is like, go fuck you, because you're taking the cool parts, and you know, it's happening in every city. We can't really complain about it. I mean,
Right.
shit, go to Brooklyn and see what happened up there, but
Yeah.
or anywhere, any major city, but it's just weird that it's happening rather quickly in Orlando. It seems like it went from 0 to 60 in about 3 years, where everything was kind of molding and coming together, and now it's, you know, going to be condos and white people.
So hey, I'm not trying to call you out, because I'm not calling you out, but I know one of your murals was recently defaced, which is
Oh my God! Are you going to
ridiculous.
bring that up?
Oh,
yeah,
we
maybe
fixed
that's,
it. We
that's
fixed it
important
already.
to talk
We fixed
about.
it
it's already
You
fixed.
did.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you did make a slight comment. This is why Orlando will never. You know, you can't really tag that on Orlando, because most people here in Orlando aren't from Orlando. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I was
And,
frustrated.
yeah, I know you
I've
were.
got a lot of people that were giving me shit about, like, giving up, and I was just let down from being on the road and then coming
Right,
back
right.
and then
Yeah.
And seeing
having
that.
this great time, and then
Well, it's
being
like
like,
you
really,
leave
people
and your
are-
house is broken into.
Yeah, it's just kind of
tantamount
like,
to-
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
I can swear on this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course you can. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
Yeah, it was fucked up.
But
totally.
yeah, I mean, Orlando's still. I mean, we obviously all. I think I know I love Orlando, and I love
without
what it
doubt.
stands for. And you know, we can't let shit like that, like
Well,
reflect
No, I'm
on the whole
rooting for it.
community.
One of the reasons that we did the tour is because I want to start not just being branched into the locality. I think a lot of artists here get very local and they stay.
Right.
And you got to have, the community has to have legs. You have to have bands that go out, and
Absolutely.
artists that go out, and businesses that expand. As opposed to a lot of people that just leave Orlando to go solve their problems elsewhere because they give up. And I'm not in that position. I'm still totally gung-ho. But there's some things that need to be changed. And I think also, to go back to the Billy thing, like, we lost a big one with him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah. And it's kind of kind of tragic the way that for a couple days, well, actually it was about a day, that these rumors were being spread about how Billy had passed, which was really uncalled for and unnecessary, because Patty Sheenan actually who we've had on our show as well,
Exactly.
She made it very clear that first of all, it's a very personal thing.
It's a private matter,
right?
Number one,
but for people to not know what happened and then just make their own assumptions,
Exactly.
Especially after he lost his position with Watermark, the day before. I mean, it was just like, it's kind of crazy, how these rumors can spread. And basically what I'm trying to get at is, Orlando's better than that. And the people that are like, from here, or the people that really, have made Orlando part of their community, like yourself, Andrew, because Andrew's obviously from Boston, which, not to change the subject, because I do that quite a bit.
But I've actually lived here longer than I grew up in Boston at this point.
Oh, so
I just sound like a Yankee, but fine.
So, that being said as well, I know I heard this the other day when we were at Billy's Memorial, about how, when you get hired, you come in there and you basically do your thing, whether,
well, they hire him to do his thing, which is highly commendable.
So, this being said, you were hired by, Mellow Mushroom, right? And it's franchised out.
Right.
And I guess the franchisee kind of had maybe a little problem with the goats, thinking because you were from Boston.
Okay,
and
what?
they called out.
Did I tell you about that?
Check this
Is
out.
he stalking
you? Check this out.
I don't want to lose my next gig.
No. But this is what's so crazy about, he goes in there and he does his magic, and then, the owner comes in or the franchisee comes in and was like, oh, well, I know you're from Boston, and starts being
talk about that?
hypercritical about the goats and about I don't even know what's the
Greatest of all time.
greatest of all time.
Yeah, I don't know about I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know anything about that either because I'm not into sports, and you're totally not into sports.
I don't. That's why they kicked me out of New England.
Go Cows.
Go Cows.
It's the Andrew Spear Amorpheus sports team. Go Cows. Anytime.
Over first place.
There you go.
So where I'm going with this is, Andrew has just got such an amazing artistic
he's got his
freedom
whole world
and creation.
Well, I think the best way to look at it is like, say that you're in a band,
right?
Okay, and it's like, do you want to do covers or do you want to do your own music?
To
me, it's like if I'm going to tour, if I'm going to do stuff, then I'm going to do my own songs.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Outside, and I will say that takes a lot of work to get there. It didn't just happen, and I'm like I'm some guy that's like, oh, that's how it's going to get. Because people don't know who I am.
You got to play the covers.
They don't know, me from Adam or what the hell I'm going to do. But
right.
If you can get yourself in a position artistically where people want to get you for your name for what you've done, and they can Google and see what you are up to or what you've done, I guess.
Right.
Then they go, oh, I want that. And you can come in and play your songs and do your thing. It's the same thing as music. It's the same. I don't look at it any different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that being said, you go in there, you create your magic.
And that's a good point. Because, like the Hideaway here kind of gave you free reign to say, hey, do what you do what you want to do, and you kind of move
keep it in the
that.
Dolphins colors.
Well, keep it in these color schemes or what have you. And
which
if people go to spearlife.com, it's a great website to hook up with Andrew, find out about. You've got a lot of great work. I think I saw something. Who are you working with now?
I just finished
musicians.
I finished a job for the Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang
today.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's huge. You ever thought you'd be doing that? I mean, I know we talked about that a little bit in the interview years ago.
When you get jobs like that, like even if you've been doing it for a while, it's like Christmas morning in a weird way.
Yeah,
like you're kind of like fucking. I can't believe that these people are. Not only are you on their radar, but then they want to use you. That's like, what more can you? How can I complain about anything?
They know who you are.
Yeah,
and they're like,
crazy.
we like this guy's
crazy.
art, and let's make some badass stuff happen.
Right. I don't meet them. Like, people think that when you work with them that you meet them. You just go through...
I think one day Howard Stern is going to come to you for stuff.
Because
Baba Booey.
Well, that would be...
Which, by the way, he actually did a call-out on WFLL, or WOFL, the daytime, whatever... And he did a Baba Booey. And,
tried to.
I mean, dude.
Tried to get in there.
Yeah. I mean, you've been a long-time listener. And you even got Sirius XM exclusively because of
I
Howard
heard
Stern,
something...
which you listen to every day,
I
by
heard
the way.
something that Howard Stern recently did an IRS call to somebody, and he's maybe in hot water for that. Did you hear about this?
We haven't heard it after being on the tour. I haven't had them on the radio.
I think they put their number out there or something, like it was an IRS number and somebody called something like that. I don't know. It could be. There's so much fake news out there today.
So I got a question for you, Andrew. Have you ever done
I did hear something about that.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a Howard?
No,
dude. So let me ask you.
because I'm dumb.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's why. Come on.
Wait. So check this out. Let's start this right here, right now.
Okay.
Let's get you, because I mean, I know what a huge Howard fan you are, and you do listen daily when you're at home, anyways, not when you're on tour. And
well, it's like I don't have an office to go to and people that I work around, so it's kind of like listening to that. It's like I have him. It's in the office studio.
Right.
You have a touchstone.
I don't have to look at something. I can, radio.
It's a touchstone for your workplace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But massively influential.
You know what? I'm predicting right now you're going to be on the Howard Stern show, and you're going to present him with
there you go.
I
love it. I love the forward vision. I love it. Call him.
You know what?
There you go. He's listening to this.
Let me make some magic happen.
Perfect.
But if I make that happen for you,
there you go. Stretch and Bobito. Get to there. You go.
Nice.
Yeah, Baba Booey.
Anyway, I communicated with Stretch and Bobito because I'm like same with you. If you don't ask, sometimes it's as hard as asking. Sometimes it's as hard as continuing to ask.
Yeah.
That's a Andrew Spear
Well,
quote.
the hardest thing is to not ask the question. If it's already no,
Yeah.
you got to turn it into a yes.
Yeah,
Right.
I
exactly.
used to see Bobito every Wednesday at
Yeah.
the apartment on 14th Street when I lived in New York City.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, so I asked them to be on
Stretch
our show.
Armstrong.
They declined being on our show, but they just
Yeah.
recently started this big thing, NPR, their
NPR,
show.
yeah, I've seen
so it makes a lot of sense. But in saying that, and inspiring people, it is, if you don't ask, you don't know. And if you don't ask for help, like I did earlier in the week on Facebook, you just don't get the help. So it's the
Right.
squeaky wheel that kind of gets the grease, right? And that's it.
But-
Communication is
Yeah,
the
and
key.
some people kind of confuse that with arrogance when you.
Yeah.
But it's like, fuck it. If you want to figure shit out, like, I don't want to have a job.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to find out. Am I going to paint your house or not? Like,
Yeah.
bother people, bother them, like bother,
Absolutely.
bother anybody.
That's why I love
every
going
story that you
forward,
read
like,
about people that do it. They all bothered people.
awesome.
So
Yeah, they're
fucking bother
tenacious.
people.
They're
Yeah.
tenacious.
There's nothing wrong with being confident. There's nothing wrong with the fear either.
Absolutely not. There's definitely not.
And they're very
Whoa.
equal.
We're sitting in the back of the Hideaway talking with Andrew Spear. Dusty Bibles over there, a.k.a. Kathy. Is that right?
Karen.
Karen,
Wow.
come on.
Kathy. Awesome. Hey, Kathy.
And let's not forget
we got
Keith.
Keith Conklin over there. Thank you, buddy.
Which, by the
from,
way, just so you know,
Factor
a little-
Flex Space.
A little bit about Keith. So I was looking him up on Facebook and like to friend him, and he's a mutual friend of mine, David Cohen, who I got to bring him up again because David Cohen is owned Utopia, which was the first freestanding, the only freestanding nightclub in all of Las Vegas, which really set the premise of what
kind of
Vegas is now. Where you can't go in a casino without a nightclub now.
See,
and it's that's
and I've been a DJ for 20 years, and
Yeah.
that was one of my first residencies. Yeah.
Nice.
and that's another thing about Andrew, which a lot of people don't know, is when I first met Andrew, I met him as a DJ,
DJ Andrew Spear.
and you've all met
Yeah,
up for a long.
Firestone and Sky 60
Absolutely.
and Knock Knock and
I mean, think about some of the
Knock,
shows
knock, knock.
that you were a part of, that I was
Really
there
do.
for. You and Tommy Mott.
yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that was some epic times, dude, for sure.
To me, that was like Knock Knock was like the CBGBs of
That's a great.
of Orlando at the time because there
Great
was
way to-
Or even,
people
like,
were
Florida.
fucking in the booths and shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
That was amazing. time.
Especially at that time. I think after Glenda Hood was the mayor,
Right.
And when she shut everything down in '98.
Wow.
I had just gotten here and got the tail end, but I had done it when I was going to Sarasota for school in '93, so I was coming to Orlando and had known about it. And that's actually one of the reasons why I moved here, because I was like, oh, that place was fucking going off, and it was crazy.
Yeah, big shout out to Billy Dill for sure.
Billy Dill,
Absolutely.
Props, was before Knock Knock.
Yep, for sure. With Icy.
Well, Chemical Brothers' first show in America was here. Like, there's a
When
reason why
they
those
were-
DJs were coming to America.
And they were at that time they were called the
Dust Brothers.
Dust Brothers,
Which was
they
the
had,
Beastie Boys thing.
right? Which they had to change their names to Chemical Brothers because of that whole
copyright
thing.
infringement.
But you're right. And another thing,
Yeah.
A part of Orlando history, the first time the Chemical Brothers ever came here, the first time Sasha, which ever came to America, was here in Orlando.
Wow.
I mean, Orlando really was.
So his dad lives here.
Yeah,
That's a
his
huge
dad does
deal.
live
Dad
here.
lives here.
Yeah, that was a good
but
point.
I got to give a shout out to Kimball Collins because Kimball Collins is the one that made that happen for Sasha to come here.
Wow.
Dig weed. I mean, a lot of that whole thing.
Well, wait. I want to talk about your space over there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm not
Factor,
actually. I do have a question.
Flex Space.
I don't know. I had a gig probably 2 months ago, where I needed a studio space to rent to do a 8 by 8 foot mural that was for the convention center. And I know Doug Brown from Factor, which is next door.
Okay.
Love Doug Brown.
And was like, hey man, I need to find a spot. And I heard that you opened that warehouse next door. So he rented out to me for 3 days. And I had the keys, and I did my thing, and I was in and out. And
Is
I was
that
like,
where you
this
did
is
that
great.
big painting that you had to do?
Yeah, for the convention center.
Okay, right on.
And it was great. And I was like, oh, shit, this is like... My house is across the street from the bar, so it's like I'm getting supplies and walking here, which is like
great. How convenient, yeah.
And while I was in there, Fringe Festival was going on. Whoa!
We are Bible sitting out back of the Hideaway. There you go, almost in the parking lot. It's the JB Rev Show, talking with Andrew Spear, Keith Conklin.
Needs a little lubrication in there.
Yeah.
Can you diagnose his car problems like Gomer Pyle?
Dusty and Rusty
Anyway.
Rusty Bible.
No, but while we were in there, Fringe Festival was renting it out to do...
Rehearsals.
do what?
Rehearsals.
Yeah, rehearsal space.
Oh, really?
Okay.
So it was kind of like a cool thing. I was like, oh, if he's... I mean, I don't know the premise of it's really going to artists so much more what's the word? Like the where you want to go with it now. Like where you want to go with it now.
Well, we're at a point where we're, Doug brought me in to kind of to try to help drive business. And so I've been an event producer. I obviously have toured as a DJ for many years, so he knew my background and he asked me to come and help. And I, as a member, I volunteered myself. So right now we've kind of built a real simple structure on how much it costs for renting it out. Obviously, that we do a little bit of love towards membership, people that are members. But right now it's just filling the calendar.
But it has everything that you need. It has a bathroom. It has water. It has parking. It has
a bar.
privacy. It has a bar if you're doing a party. Now that we're doing a party.
DJ booth.
Yeah, if you were doing that stuff is all available.
Right.
But I also from, I mean, I don't know how much it was going to go down the artist road, but for what I needed, it was.
And that's awesome.
What I needed.
And I think that's one of the purposes that we hope it serves. I mean, it's really about supporting anything that's community driven, for one. So even doing photo shoots or video shoots,
I wanted to come in and do some
artists,
green screen.
doing
That's
your
Dusty Bible
RPS,
over here.
and being able to
Talking.
use the space for those things besides the events.
Well,
I mean, it's an open.
What's the
canvas.
dimensions of that? Can you tell people how big so they know?
It's
the
3,000
spacing?
square feet, and it's about 2,400 to 2,500 standing square feet with the bar built and the bathrooms built and some closets and stuff now.
And easily 18 to 20 feet high.
I would say easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I was looking at the wall. I remember
Easy.
how big
I mean, it's
we
a big, good sized warehouse, and we got the outdoor access, about another 3,000 square foot outdoor access that we can use for load in, load out, parking, more tents, more vending, food trucks, whatever.
Location's key.
It's a great location. So much so that people want to kind of hobble it for their own condominium usage.
Yeah.
As it were.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, this is all hearsay on my part, but
yeah.
I've just heard.
Right now,
we have a time, we have a clock ticking, and
check
so
it out, to do it.
But life is full of surprises, so who knows?
Well, there you go,
happen.
and that's a good cue. Let's bust away for a tater tot break, sponsored by Tommy Mott's Mommy Tots.
Tommy.
Mommy Tots, the tater tots for hot moms. Tommy Mott's Mommy Tots, so good you're gonna want to pop them in your mouth. Tommy Mott's Hot Mommy Tots, available in stores everywhere. Tommy Mott's Mommy Tots, the tater tots for hot moms. All right, there we go.
Right.
It's the JB Rev Show. We're sitting in back of the Hideaway Bar right here off of Virginia. And speaking with Andrew Spear, Keith Conklin, and Dusty Bibles
Karen
over
Dusty
there.
Bibles.
Karen Dusty Bibles.
That's me.
I'm going to go follow you now. I won't forget your name. But the Reverend over there. How the hell are you doing, buddy? Thanks for being able to hook. I love how our show organically comes together.
I can't thank you enough, Andrew, for coming out here and sharing your experiences.
I'm just a local drunk. That was easy. I didn't do anything. No phone call. Just show up.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
We're local drunks as well.
Oh, shit.
Oh, look out. Look at that. Is that
Dale? That's Dale.
What was that, buddy?
Dale.
Oh, he thought that was Mike Williams. Oh, don't do that, Dale.
Noise, Dale.
Oh, that's a nice bike, Dale.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So,
Look at these, Dale.
Dale.
man, this
Dale,
minute.
you're on the radio, Dale. What's up, man?
Yes.
I'm doing it live. We're out here at the Hideaway.
right.
All right, we got a bunch of...
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. But, Andrew,
Tomorrow, long story.
Tomorrow's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
And I just want to say this, because I am concerned. I know people don't want to talk about it.
Let's talk about it, Ben.
The second atomic bomb was dropped tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
August 9th, 1946.
This is good.
In Nagasaki.
All right.
First one was on the 6th in Hiroshima.
Okay.
Now we're dealing with all this bullshit with North Korea.
Yeah, what's
going
on?
I just want to say this little thing about the Trump administration. I don't mean to get political, and I'm sorry about that. Some people are going to hate me.
No,
but that's fine. Fuck him all day.
No, you're right.
We have to understand that Kim Jong-un has killed his own brother. Okay, this guy kills his own family.
Right.
If we're making threats to this guy, we're on some shaky ground right now.
Yeah,
it's really unfortunate that that's happening. And part of me is kind of like, well, I was born on the 9th. The bomb was dropped on the 9th. I'm going full circle.
You don't want it.
Very selfish of me to say that, but
well,
it is a fact.
Right.
And
these are serious threats. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's just I just wish people would open their eyes a little bit bigger to the bigger picture and not be so concerned with themselves being with America trying to be so fucking macho.
Right. This isn't the Super Bowl. It's not your team won and now you gloat until the next Super Bowl. That's not what this is. The Donald Trump is in charge of America and responsible for all of us. So don't bring us into a war because we're not going to fight that war. We don't want to kill people. We want to grow and do art because that's
right. We're not any less Americans because we don't carry guns and all that shit. We're the free thinkers that
a diplomatic
make the things
leader.
A little bit better here, and I thought it was all about being open-minded.
I agree. So I agree. And this is not
I
about
just want to throw that in there.
A business. No, it's a very valid point because it's very topical. And I think a lot of people, sometimes forget. So take off your little political hat. He won the election, and now let's make this guy do some serious work to protect us, to serve the best interest of the country across the world.
Just think about
which
your
is not
family.
dropping a bomb on North Korea.
Just think about your family
because the ramifications of that are horrible. Because I bet you those people have a contingency plan
no joke.
to shoot missiles over here. So,
5-year-olds with button access.
If we're united, a 5-year-old with the access to the button is not good. That's your worst. And remember, Genesis did the video.
Land of Confusion with the puppets.
Land of Confusion. There you go. So let's be united because a lot of what makes America great is that unity. And the exemplar of that is the city, beautiful Orlando. We are such a city of unity. The commemoration of the Pulse shooting earlier in the year showed the world that we are all about love and unity. And that's what we propagate, and that's what we want to encourage people to do. You're listening to this podcast.
I mean, the same goes for...
Love somebody.
Paris.
Go love somebody.
We're all about love, really. I mean, ultimately... What? Yeah, let's just do a group hug right now.
USA.
No, we love America. We do, but we're just concerned, and maybe we're pussies, but fuck you.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, it's not even that. Nobody's a loser, right? Because this should be the land of opportunity, and I know here in Orlando, again, we exemplify that signal of love and unity here. So... I appreciate the fact you were able to be here. Happy birthday to Andrews.
Yeah,
thank you.
Great to meet you, Keith Conklin. Dusty Bibles over there.
Dusty Bibles.
Awesome. You guys are
Andrew,
awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, Hideaway.
I have so much love for you,
Hey!
my friend. Dude. Thank you for
Jerry.
being here. Yes. Man, this is a great show. Keith, I wish you nothing but awesome success. I'm really glad Doug set it up that we were talking to you. And, man, this is a great show, bro.
Excellent. Rock the house. Well, I am at Radio JB Web on the Twitter. Go to spearlife.com. Go to factorwithau.org. Dusty Bibles. Go Google that. Google that right now. Google that and find it out. Listen to a little bit of music here from a group formerly called Love Gun. They're now called Thanks Period. It's called Your World. Dig it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
In
Bye,
studio
y'all.
next week for a game show edition, we've got Dank Shane or Donka Shane.
Oh.
We've got the Yells.
Mark Sunderland.
of the
that
Yells
guy's
calling
awesome.
in. And we're also
Awesome.
going to talk with the owner of Brooklyn Cafe over
Word.
here. So that's all mixed into our big honkin' episode next week, closing out our summer tour. It's WJBWnetworks.com. Dig it.
Awesome, man.
Someone took control of the world, passed it on to somebody else. Never had the chance of the world. Taking bets from Bangkok to France. Why sit down when you want to dance? Let's change the way we look at the world. Well, here's my thought. I'm in when you're out. The pride you hide goes up when I'm down. All my life I do what you say. Film these lungs, pretend it's okay. Oh my God, there's something I fear. In 4 years' time, there's nothing you hear. Promise me it's all gonna change. Nothing does, it's always the same. Now that you're super fly, walking in your suit and tie, yeah. Feeling all electrified while I've got nothing to wear. Someone took control of the world, passed it on to somebody else. Never had the chance of the world. Listen close, we're falling behind. Find new ways to nickel and dime. Problem sparks a thought in your head. Prove them wrong with something you read. Don't feel bad, it's time that you knew. Can't stop every lie coming true. This is how we show that we care. Our middle fingers up in the air. Now that you're super fly, feeling all electrified, yeah. Take off that suit and tie and find something else to wear. Someone took control of the world, passed it on to somebody else. Never had the chance of the world. Oh, taking bets from Bangkok to France. Why sit down when you wanna dance? Let's change the way we look at the world. Since we quit our jobs, how long will it
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah.